This review has been made possible by Toyota of Naperville. As you know, Toyota has tons of brand new Toyotas available for purchase. But did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2014 Mazda CX-5. Up front is a 2.5 liter inline 4 and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now this particular CX-5 is the Grand Touring all-wheel drive model, so this is the more top of the line edition. With that, we're going to get a lot of nice features as well as that all-wheel drive system. You could get this in front-wheel drive if you wanted to, but this is the all-wheel drive. But let's get back to that 2.5 liter Sky Activ inline 4. Well, this is actually the same engine that they're using in the current lineup of CX-5s here in 2020. Sky Activ is just the name of the family of engines. There's a Sky Activ 2 liter, Sky Activ 2.5 liter, like that. And actually, 2014 is the first model year to get the 2.5 liter. The CX-5 was started in 2013 and was only offered originally with a 2.0 liter, or overseas you could get a 2.2 liter turbo diesel. But we never saw the diesel here in the States, and so for 2014, this model year, they added the 2.5 liter option. The 2.5 liter makes 184 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque, which isn't anything to thumb your nose at because this isn't a large SUV. This isn't encumbered by a bunch of weight. It's actually not that heavy. And so when you actually get into it, like we are right here, it's not bad. All right, so we are warmed up here on the test track. We'll give it a little bit of a go. I don't see any sport mode, it seems, and I'm not going to shift myself. So it packs a little punch. It'll do it. It'll do it. For efficiency, it gets 26 miles to the gallon in the city and 35 on the highway, which is really good for a vehicle like this. Like I said, paired to it is that 6-speed automatic transmission. Again, this is the same automatic transmission that they're still currently using 6 years later here in 2020. I've never had an issue with this transmission. It seems to shift fine. I can plus minus it if I would like, but it's a CX-5. When am I really going to do that? However, this generation of CX-5, this is the first generation of CX-5, did come with a manual transmission. However, you did have to opt for the lower trim level of Sport, as well as you could only get it with the 2 liter engine and not the 2.5. And surprisingly, us Yanks did in fact get that option, so you can find an American CX-5 with a manual transmission if that's something that you'd like. Last but not least about the drivetrain, like I said, it is all-wheel drive, although there was a front-wheel drive version offered. This is the all-wheel drive, and let me tell you why this is the version I would get. First of all, all-wheel drive here in Chicago, I know today it's a beautiful day. It's 60 degrees here. Beautiful. But this is what we deal with for half the year. And so all-wheel drive is definitely something very, very nice to have. If I were to ever buy an SUV or really any other vehicle here in the Chicagoland area, here in the Midwest, I would opt for all-wheel drive. Driving all-wheel drive in the snow doesn't make you the best driver in the world, but I'd rather have 4 wheels in the fight than only 2. So moving on to the interior. Before we talk about the interior, let's talk about the Grand Touring package because it has a lot to do with the interior. It's basically an interior package. So the Grand Touring package gets the Grand Touring Tech package. It has a Bose audio system, satellite radio, 9 speakers, better, easier to use climate controls. I do have dual zone climate. And we do get one exterior feature, which is the 19-inch wheels as opposed to the 17-inch wheels offered on lower trims. But let's talk about the interior as a whole. Well, in front of me, I have 3 different gauge pods. On the left is my tachometer, in the center is my speedometer, and on the right is a little information screen just giving me basic tidbits about the vehicle. So right now I'm looking at settings, but I can look at distance till empty, average MPG, current MPG, average speed, and then we're back to the settings. Not crazy stuff. This doesn't have radar cruise control, so we don't get that displayed or anything like that. It's a very simple gauge. It's a little bit dated at this point. It looks a little pixely, and I'll talk about that more at the end of the video because I will be comparing this to a modern CX-5, and I will be saying which one you should buy. But I like the gauges. They're easy, they're simple to read, and I like that a lot when I look at gauges. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my skip track, volume, information, and voice commands, and on the right, I have my cruise control options. Again, a very basic steering wheel, but it gets the job done. To the left of me, I do have TCS off, BSM off, AFS off, and my tire pressure reset, which is very handy, very easy to reach. And then on the door, I just have my power mirror options and my window options, as well as lock and unlock and child locks. Only the driver's window is one touch down. Is it one touch back up? Yes, it is, but that is only for the driver's window. In the center, I do get a slightly small but touchscreen infotainment system. On the outside, I have audio, phone, navigation, setup, seek, either direction, and tune, as well as volume. This is before they moved the volume. So in modern Mazdas, the volume is found down on the center console. It's still up here by the radio. I don't mind the infotainment screen. I know that it's dated. I understand the fact that this is a 6 to 7 year old car. I get it, you know, it's not up to modern par. However, it is kind of small, and it does require me to take my eyes pretty much fully off the road in order to look directly at it. Again, newer Mazdas have the screen up a little bit higher, and I would prefer that. Then I get 2 climate control vents and our actual climate controls themselves, but it's right there. Like I said, dual zone climates, which is very, very nice. And then I do have heated seats for both the driver and the front passenger. Very, very nice features. Then we come down to the shifter. Pretty barren down here. I don't have a sport mode button or anything like that. Looks like pretty much any other shifter from this era of Mazda. The CX-5 does have a sunroof. However, it is one touch open, opens right up, but it is not one touch close. This is extremely annoying to me. I don't know why it can't be one touch close. The new CX-5 is, but even the newer Mazda 3s don't have this, and I don't understand why Mazda can't spend the extra 2 cents to make it one touch close. Why? It's just a switch. It would cost you nothing. Now the seats are power. They are not memory. Mazda is tough. You gotta really squeeze them out to try to get memory seats in any of their cars. I don't know why this is like a god tier amenity for Mazda. You really have to beat them up in order to get memory seats in their cars. And so here in the CX-5, we don't actually have memory seats. But the seats are nice and comfortable. Perforated leather inserts in the middle, regular leather exterior. Overall, I can't complain too much. These are decent SUV seats. Will they hold me in the corners as I rip through a canyon? Probably not, but that's not what the CX-5 is for, so I can't complain. But we do have back seats, so we will do a back seat review as well as look at the cargo space. All right, so we're in the back of the 2014 Mazda CX-5. Legroom isn't actually bad. My knees don't quite touch the front seat, although they are about to. I do get 2 seat back pockets. I get the center console with 2 little cup holders in it. I do have my own power windows, lights, but other than that, not too many features back here. And there is no third row. However, we will look at the cargo space in a second. It's not bad back here. Headroom is actually pretty good. And this is a large draw over the Mazda 3, Mazda 2. You could still get a Mazda 2 in this time period. And that is headroom. That is majorly headroom. Just because I do have this little bubble that sort of goes up, I can fit almost my fist above my head. I'm 5'11". So if that gives you any sort of indication. Now, let's hop in the back and let's look at the cargo area. All right, so I don't actually have a button on the key fob to do this, so I do have to grab it. But in here, we do get a little light. We can toggle on and off. These for the seats, a little handle here, push that down. That is very, very nice. And I do actually have an outlet back here, a little 12 volt, 120 watt outlet. That is very nice. This, we get this nice pad, CX-5. These are the weather mats for up front. And a decent little pocket there. And that seems to be about it. Cargo room is great. CX-5s have always been good at this, both generations. A lot of space back here. A lot of space, and that is very, very nice. But let's hop back up front and we'll talk about the looks. So now we got to take a look at the exterior. I think the car looks good. I think the CX-5 looks all right. I think it holds its own. It has decent styling cues, decent styling features, and it actually was designed by the same person who designed the new Miata, the ND Miata. So that's kind of a little fun fact for you. But like I said, I don't think it's really an impressive design, and it didn't really come in any great colors. I know this is white, and that's hard to say, but the new CX-5s come in like soul red metallic and things like that, and so you're not really going to stop any conversations when you drive by in this. So let's get to my final talking points. First of all, let's compare it to a 2018 Mazda CX-5. This is actually my personal vehicle. This is my family's Mazda CX-5. We've had it for almost 2 years now. And here's why I would take that over this. It feels nicer. The interior just feels nicer. Specifically, the gauge cluster in that car just feels so much better. The screen on the right in that car is more like a screen you would find on your phone and not a Game Boy Advanced SP. Just overall, when I get into that car, it feels nicer. And the fact that you can almost get one of those for the same price as one of these makes me start to wonder which one I would go with. And I don't have to wonder too long because I know which one I would go with. However, my second and my final talking point about this car is why it doesn't feel that nice in here. And that's because this was the end of Ford's reign over Mazda. This car was kind of still a little bit of a joint effort between Ford and Mazda. And so when Ford had a controlling share in Mazda, Mazda was an economy brand. Yeah, they had the RX-8 and the NC Miata, which is the Miata we all like to forget. But besides that, the cars were cheap throwaway cars at any size. And this is sort of the end of that era. I could see the niceness starting to really come out here. It has the nice wheels, it has a great sound system, it's comfortable, and it does have a screen, which is nice. But it's not quite there. The next generation CX-5 really took it to another level. And so, if it's in your price range, I would highly suggest looking at the newer CX-5, the redesigned CX-5, which is the 2017 and up. However, this isn't a bad car. This isn't a bad SUV. I like it. And the fact that you could find these in manual really does pique my interest. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for allowing me to take out their 2016 Mazda CX-5. This gives me great perspective, and I think the CX-5 as a nameplate now is such a great SUV. I think it's one of the best bang for your buck SUVs you can buy, and this is the genesis. This is where it all started. So thank you, Toyota of Naperville, for allowing me to do that. They have tons of used cars on the lot, not only Mazdas, not only Toyotas, but anything you can think of. They probably have something that'll suit your needs on the lot, so their information is down at the bottom of the screen, as well as a direct link in the description. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.
Aside from my soul.